Hey everyone, welcome back here to my channel where I play Planet Zoo. My name is Nissa and today we're checking at the Wattled Crane mod by GingerToast. And here it is. It is of course a crane. I don't think that's a shocker to anyone. But it has this kind of bare part of its top of the head, which we actually have seen with a lot of cranes at this point, but for this specific one, that will be this grayish blackish color. Along with that, we have the red part that is from the beak and then kind of to the middle of the eyes and downwards, and it does cut off in this kind of weird line. And then they have this hingy dingy where the front of it is also red because it's within that line, and the back of it and the main part of it is white. It has this clear cut off on the chest where we have the neck being white and the body having this again blackish grayish color that goes to a ombre down the back, but a continuously grayish black color on the chest piece. Besides that, it has this off-white to white colorations on the wings with these longer different tones of grayish black feathers. The legs are also blackish. I will just note here, because we will talk of that in a minute, that nothing here actually to me appears completely black. It is this grayish black or blackish gray, depending on how you prefer to look at it. Zooming in on the face here, you can see again that kind of naked part on the back top that it have this grayish color, and the red part here where it actually showed that it isn't necessarily fully pigmented red, though it appears that way on most pictures. So I think this is not necessarily the norm. I just wanted to show you a really up close picture in a nice resolution. What I find interesting is that the eye have this red color, along with actually also having some redness on the skin in the inner corner of the eye. Also, the red continues. You know, a lot of these cranes have this hole in the beak, and here you can see it actually continues around the hole, but not into it. Again, I'm not sure if that's the same for every one of these, but I just wanted to point it out here. Into the game, and here we go. We have a lot of them. Here we are in Small Zoo in our crested African porcupine habitat. If anyone wants to see it, speed build is of course up. And here they go around. We're gonna start in Zoopedia. Here it is. I don't know that sign, especially because for me it looks like a minus, but I'm pretty sure that the population that is can't be minus 7,700, so I think it's gonna be like a round sign or something like that. They are listed as vulnerable, which is not the best, but again, we do have worse classification on the IUCN Red List if we look at it. They are from Africa, that being Ethiopia, Tanzania, Uganda, Angola, Zimbabwe, Zambia, Malawi, Mozambique, South Africa, Botswana, Namibia, Democratic Republic of Congo. And for biomes, we have grassland, temperate, aquatic, and tiger biome. So that actually makes it kind of easy to keep them a lot of places. You only need 50 square meters of land and 5 of water. Very easy to keep. But down here, I will notice that it goes from minus 20 to 40 degrees, not 42. So some of the biomes may have those single days that is a little too hot. Grade 3, fence above 6.6 feet being 2 meters. Group sizes from 4 to 80. That's actually funny. Most of the cranes goes to 100 or 500. So we have 40 males and 40 females, and bachelor groups only go up to 40. Sorry, I just needed to reposition. No dominance. They are monogamous, meaning they mate for life, and they are gregarious. All mature offspring are tolerated in the group. Again, in this massive group, you really can't afford to kick anyone out. They are neutral around humans, and humans can enter their habitat. The males are around 1.70 meters, being being 5'6", I think, and the females 10 centimeters less, which is 4 inches less. Reach sexual live for around 25 years and weigh around 8.2 kilos. The males being 19 pounds, and the female 7.3, being 16 pounds. Reach sexual maturity at age 5 and can reproduce until they die. They will give between 1 and 3 offspring a year and be pregnant for 1 month. Should be easy to get to reproduce in captivity. And again, we have the standard enrichments for these kinds of cranes: waterfall, missile frame, sprinkler, hips and marker, mirror mobile, and the forage pole. Again, block of frozen fish would probably also make sense, but that's not what the modders put in here. Do not have any interspecies enrichment, but let's just look at them. Now, this mod have something I really like and something I really don't like. This is a female. I'm not don't think there's any gender difference, maybe in the height, but that's pretty much about that. Okay. So glitching, keep in mind that may be my computer, so it may not happen on yours. Okay. From out here, it kind of looks good. Let's be honest, it kind of looks good. But that eye is not red. Going back to the other picture here, you can see a clear difference between the eye in the game that is this brownish orange and the eye on the picture. Clear difference. They also clearly made the top of it kind of feathered, or at least the same texture as they have down here, which it doesn't appear to me on the picture. And again, we have some texture here that is kind of there and kind of not there, again, compared to the picture. With that being said, can we just appreciate the fact that I believe that every single feather back here is custom made? Actually, I would like to test that. So we're gonna get the red crown crane in here. We're gonna get just one. I do not really care about the genetic because I'm pretty sure the cranes from the game have an issue, and I'm gonna point it out that the modder fix. Some modders do, some modders don't. We'll just mention that the red here doesn't go around the beak or the hole around the hole in the beak. Again, something that I'm not sure if it should or shouldn't. In here, it looks kind of interesting, but I really didn't get a picture of this part, so I have no idea if it's right. And they did get this line down here as they should. They do also have this line here as they should. Sorry, wrong button. But the thing is that here it looks like it cut off. I know it have a little like backwards and forwards here, but it doesn't really look like we have white feathers laying on top any of the black, which I really would appreciate. The legs seems to be the standard legs that any long-legged bird from the game have. And it does have claws, but they are not painted, which again is pretty much standard as at this point. They do still have the, of course, animations as the cranes and flamingos do have in the game. In the water, they seem to work fine. I haven't exactly seen them swim since there's not enough water for that. But when they go through it, it does actually looks very natural. You can see it here. Only thing is, again, the tail feathers hangs very vertically and not very horizontally. We have it in here, the crane. Okay. So I'm just gonna pull it up here. And actually, I'm gonna regret that. So I'm just gonna unpause because I want their behind to be towards the sun. There. You see here, this is the standard tail feathers from the game. And this is the ones GingerToast made. It's only the tail feathers we are talking about here. And this is the standard, which, first of all, notice this. I know I mentioned this is in every video with tail feathers. They are not touching the bird. They are not sitting on the bird. They are just laying on top of it. And there's a few of them. This one is the worst one. But there's a few of them that's just placed on top. Some of the modders simply fix this by making this part a little bigger so it goes out and covers it, and that's fine. These are completely different. Staying within the same design, if you look at a individual feather, the way it's built, it is kind of the same design, but just, of course, longer, but also a bit better. Sorry, Frontier, but it is. And they are stuck into the bird. It sits as they should, and it just looks great. Besides that, the feathers here still looks like fur. If you zoom in, still looks like fur. Still looks weird. But from out here, these small bends make it look so much more like feathers. Sorry, I'm not sure. These have the same. Okay, I misremembered because I have seen some birds that doesn't have these textures. So that part seems to be the same. And again, if it works, don't fix it. I would still love that this part exactly had some kind of roundness to the end instead of just one straight line. But again, yeah, it is limited what I can ask for the modders. I would like to see some of them with their wings out. I'm not sure if they have. I think they would have that animation because I think the cranes for the game have that animation, but I'm not completely sure. Actually, I'm done with you, so you can go. Bye-bye. And I don't think we have that. Oh, or I don't think I've seen that. I think it's only with mating they do it, and if they don't want to mate, they don't have to. Okay, this is kind of weird, but that's probably just the game because the ground goes this way, so the bird stands that way. That's kind of weird looking. The babies are this standard, again, baby birdie version that we have in the game. Basically, no matter if you look for the ones from Frontier or you look for the ones from modders, it is the same model. The color is the only difference. So this is a light brownish tan color. Still nice looking though, but it isn't like this massively big difference between these and the other cranes. We have a lot of cranes modded at this point. One reason for picking this are simply that they all from Africa. Not all of our cranes are that. A lot of the ones we have is either from North America or Asia. So that's a reason to pick them. And also just if you like this specific look. It is quite unique. You have a lot of cranes that only have these small differences between, but there is a difference. And if you like this variation of a crane, then clearly go get it. Link is right there in the description, along with a video on how to install it into a game. As always, remember Axie, and remember I have a Patreon. I remembered to mention that for once, where you also can go and watch all of my video, where you actually can use, I have categorized everything. So for instance, if you wanted to see this video, you could either go under birds, or you could go under cranes, or you could go under Wattle Crane, or you could actually also go under Bucaranus, because I also list them under genus. So all of the other cranes that have that specific genus will come up there. That's the way to see the absolute closest relatives. So yeah, if you want to go over and support me, it's $1 a month. Ooh, stop. We have the feathers out. Okay. I understand why they are made this way. I understand why. It's not perfect. I would actually like that you have taken from around here to here, then made these darker than these, or just made these lighter. Also, the color here closest to down here is not as light as it appears on the picture. It actually looks very dull gray here compared to. It should probably have the color it have up on the neck here. But I'm not mad at it. It still looks very much better than a lot of things we have seen in the game at this point. I'm not sure what happens right here. That's a little weird. And the same happens over here. But again, I'm not mad at it. And you will only see the wings when they do this specific animation. And when they move, it actually looks great. So that's the important part. Anyway, guys, I'm not gonna talk your ears off anymore. As always, you know the drill. Like, subscribe, and turn on the bell notification so you know the next time I upload a video. I really hope to see you again, either in the comments below or in the next video. Bye, guys.